Hey everyone, it's me, Speed Force Legends, and today I'm finally going to be doing my review for Arrow Season 4. Now, sorry if I might have salty language or a frustrated tone, but this season did not deliver what I was hoping for. There were a lot of people telling me that I should go in with low expectations for this season, like, continuously, and I even watched a lot of videos on how bad it was, like, where it focuses way too much on drama, Felicity being terrible this season, or Damien Dark not being that good of an Arrow villain, well, at least when it comes to skill set. And turns out it was all true, since this season does focus way too much on drama, and that is the worst part this season. Like, literally, Felicity plays a much bigger role than she should, at the point where this almost doesn't feel like Arrow. It feels like the Felicity show, with Arrow making a cameo. And then John Diggle and his brother, which is a plot line that we just don't care about. At least I don't. And somehow Felicity and Oliver breaking up is a more sense of urgency here than Damien Dark. Why? Exactly? Like, I can't even keep track of how many times I hear Oliver saying, "Oh, am I gonna get back to Felicity?" Or Felicity being like, Oliver keeps cheating on me with my mom. Like, what the fuck am I watching? And then her mother dating Captain Lance just came out of nowhere. And her mom plays way too much of a role here, and it's just so unnecessary. Me and Sir Plaster were even making fun of one scene where Felicity is arguing with her past self from 5 years ago, and then Oliver shows up and she scares him off when telling herself to go away. That is just poor writing. Wow, I did not even understand why people would say that The Flash Season 7 is this bad, but now I can kind of understand why. Although, I can't even tell which is worse, this or the first half of Season 7. I mean, comment below what you think. But anyway, since this season focus is way more on drama, and the most of the episodes here are so bad, like merely unwatchable, at the point where it's even for how bad The Flash Season 7 has gotten. And now let's talk about Damien Dark, who, honestly, is way too overpowered for an Arrow villain. Like, it almost doesn't feel like a real fight. He all of a sudden can move arrows out of Oliver's case and almost kills him every time. Which, I know that the heroes are supposed to be the underdogs here, but compared to the other seasons, it just does not work. And that raised questions on, like, why that scene even became a thing, or why the hell Dark became the villain here in the first place. Well, obviously, they were setting it up from season 3, and then, like, it just almost does not work here. I'm not saying he's a bad villain. In fact, he's actually pretty good and has a decent rivalry with Oliver. And even pushes him into wanting to kill again when he killed Laura Lance. And Malcolm Merlyn is still pretty great this season, but not as good as he was in season 1 or season 3. I liked how Thea became Speedy this season. So, at least it still has enough good elements for me to recommend this season. It's still worth a watch, despite how bad this is. And Constantine is also a highlight, too. His episode was really great. Like, I'd have to say, probably one of the best episodes of Arrow. And has that good feel from season 3. Although, I just don't understand how come with season 3, so many plot points happened that it just does not even make sense here. Like, Felicity arguing with her past self, which not only is it unnecessary, but also shitty writing. And then also, there's honestly too much for me to say. And Damien Dark, like I said, he's still a good villain, just not the best opponent for the likes of Green Arrow. I mean, his motivation was good, and I liked his storyline, but definitely far from as good as Malcolm Merlyn, Deathstroke, and Ra's al Ghul. So, with all that being said, this is definitely not a good season, but I would still recommend it because there are some good story elements here. And the first episode was actually pretty good, and over time it started to decline, but there are some story elements that are worth a watch. So, I'd have to give this a score 3 out of 10, which I normally don't do in my reviews. In fact, before this, I've only done in my Season 6 review of The Flash. But here, I'm just telling my opinion. I even just didn't know that it was so bad that even the Black Lion made an April Fool's joke saying that this is the greatest season of TV ever, which obviously if you watch his videos, you know that he hates it. Although I did hear season 5 is a great season, that Prometheus is an amazing villain. So, tell me your thoughts on Arrow season 5 if any of you are watching this, and what you thought of this season, what you thought of this review. Also, tell me what you thought was worse, this season or the first half of The Flash season 7. Because, well, this focuses way too much more on drama, has worse episodes, and more questionable decisions, while The Flash season 7 first half is cringe, and for a lot of reasons. So, yeah, like this video, subscribe, comment below Daddy Likes the Middle, hit that like button, and all that other stuff.